Okay, hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be sharpening this set of kitchen knives here, from paring knife all the way up to the chef's knife itself. Now these were given to me or sort of loaned to me from a colleague at work who's got these knives as a gift an awful long time ago, and never really had the confidence or the ability to sharpen himself. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through each knife, and we're going to sharpen them all at once using and then going through each grit on each knife, and going from there. So just to show you how quick and easy it is to sharpen a full set of knives. Excuse me. So we're going to get everything ready. We're going to get the knives out of the case. Going to get our whetstones and everything ready for the sharpening itself. And then from there, we'll just show you how quick and easy it is to get all these knives razor sharp, so they're gliding through paper really easy. I will show you how dull they are firstly. I'll do a quick cut test with each knife before we get to sharpening, and then of course we'll get down to the meat of it. So yeah, I'll be back in a few moments. I'll get everything ready and we'll be back to test and sharpen these knives. Okay, so we've got our faithful diamond whetstone out, some paper to test the knives on, and of course all the knives here ready to go. I'm not going to be sharpening this particular knife on the whetstone, just purely because of the incurve belly there. It does make it quite difficult to sharpen on a whetstone, and it can be detrimental to the blade. So this one we're going to sharpen separately. I'll be doing that on an arc stone at some point for him, just to make sure it's nice and sharp when I return everything, but we'll leave that one aside. So that one's going to stay there. But these four knives here, we're going to get these as sharp as we possibly can, hopefully to a razor sharp edge. Now, I'm not sure of the actual quality of the knives. Never heard of the Ethos brand before. They are full tang, but the knives are very thin. And they are flexible as well, so I don't think they're the highest quality in the world. I'd say medium to low quality knives, but I'm sure we can get a nice edge on them and get everything nice and polished up on the sides as well. So we're going to use 400 grit, 1000 grit, and then we're going to use a 3000 grit sandpaper laid over this to polish and hone the edge. So I've got a sheet of paper here. I'm just going to show you how dull these knives are at the moment. So start with the chef's knife. Yeah, nothing at all. There's no, it's ripping the paper rather than cutting the paper. So obviously that knife is very dull. So I'll put it on there. Onto the carving knife. I have a feeling all these knives themselves are going to be very dull because I don't think they've ever been sharpened. Yeah, it's just rubbing the paper, not doing anything at all. It's never going to catch an edge on that. I mean, this side of the paper is rough anyways, but yeah, never going to catch an edge. And then onto the paring knife, I guess. I'm not sure what these knives exactly are. It's no information about the actual knives at all. I can't find any information online or from the guy who actually was given to them, because there was a gift for him a long time ago. So I'm just going to try this one. Yeah, ripping straight through. So once again, no real good. And then finally, this little paring peeling knife. Yeah, nothing at all. So these knives are very dull, sort of not much use to anyone at the moment, and potentially dangerous to use. So really wouldn't like to give them back to him in this state. Just from my knowledge of knives, you should never use a knife when they're this dull. It's dangerous for everyone involved, because obviously if you're pressing on hard, if you're having to press on hard and dig really deep down into it, the more you press, and there's a chance of the blade slipping and then slicing through your finger, because even though it's blunt to touch, enough force, you will be able to cut yourself, of course. So you would need to be really, really careful using these, and the sharper the knife is, the better it is for everyone. So we're going to sort of speed through this as fast as we can to make it to show you how quickly it can be done, but of course we're not going to sort of make a mess of it or anything like that. We're going to be as clean and well sharpened as we can be, just with the facilities we've got. So I'm going to start on the chef's knives and then work our way down in size, just because it's an easy way and a comfortable way, so we know which knives have been sharpened. So we'll start with the chef's. Let me just have a quick check how long this blade is. 7.5 inch blade on this one, so 15 centimetres I think that is. Where's my centimetre grid? it's on the other side, yeah, so I'd have to flip the board over, just remembered. So yeah, we'll start with this one, get everything nice and wet, smoothed up. So we're doing 400 on all four knives, turning the buttstone over, 1000 on all 4 knives, and then we're going to strop on a 3000 grit sandpaper. So let's get started. I will speed the video up a little bit, but I'll tell you how long it's taken. So the time right now is 4:34 in the afternoon, and I'll let you know exactly the time is once we've got everything up and sharpened. So just put a little bit of water on the stone just to make it so it's nice and lubricated and really easy to move. No idea what the grit is on this stone. Sorry, what the angle is on this knife. So we're gonna have to sort of find the angle. Okay, so let's get. I'm just gonna move these out of the way and we'll get started. Okay, so I'm comfortable then to say the knives are as sharp as I'm going to get it on the 4000 grit. So I'm going to turn our stone over and start on the 1000 just to get everything at this point. So nice and smooth and honed down. And then from there we'll move to the 3000 grit sandpaper. So once again, starting with the kitchen knife, the chef's knife, and working our way down to the smallest. Just move these back out of the way. Now this should be nice and quick just to polish the edge out, so shouldn't take very long at all at this point. I'm sure you can see from the amount of material that's coming off here, these are very soft knives, so although they are going to get really sharp, because soft knives can do, they're also not going to hold their edge for very long at all as well. So it might be a case of I give them a bit of advice on how to sort of maintain these knives as well, because if he keeps using them as he is, they're going to dull again, and we're just going to go back in the same position. So these knives are so flexible, they bend so much that it's actually hard to keep and maintain an edge on them. So with this particular type and quality of knife, I generally would advise an electric sharpener, just because it doesn't cause any flex, there's no pressure on the actual blade to work with. So I believe an electric sharpener would be better for this style of knife, but of course we're working with what we've got at the moment, which of course is the diamond stone, and then from there to the sandpaper. So I'm sure we'll be able to get them very sharp, but they just need a bit of care and a lot of work to get nice and sharp. Okay, so I think we're good for the diamond stones, so we're going to just quickly dry these knives off, and then we're going to move on to the sandpaper itself, which, as you saw in the last video, I attached to this diamond stone directly to make it as easy as possible with a sheet of kitchen paper in the between. I'll show what I mean shortly, but I'm just going to get everything dried, everything cleaned up, and we'll be back in a second, okay? Thank you. Okay, so we're back, we're all cleaned up, the knives are nice and dry, and we've got our 3000 grit sandpaper on the stone for us to strop. So we're going to start with, as we've done through the entire video, with the chef's knife. This is going to put a near mirror finish on the edge, and it's also just going to work the burr out on the knife. So it's generally just a case of, this is something that you just feel to the point where you're comfortable with. We've got a bit of flex in the paper as well, just because we want it to be as close to the feel of a leather strop as we can get, and that helps with just a little bit of bounce and a little bit of give in the paper as well. And of course, with stropping, you want to be pulling the blade, you want to be sort of edge following rather than edge leading, so you don't want to be sort of pushing that way against it, just because it might cut into the actual sandpaper, and then of course it would ruin it. And it's the same with a leather strop as well. You always want to be having your edge come away, so the edge behind, so you're pulling against the edge. Okay, so I'm happy that these knives are all stropped really well, and these should be very, very sharp to give back to my colleague at work. So I'm going to sort of clean down my hands, get everything nice and clean, and I'm going to do a paper test again like we did in the start, just to see how sharp we've actually got them.
we're back. So back in a second.
So everything's cleaned down, hands are nice and clean, are good to go, and everything's nice and dry. So we're going to do a cut test with these knives, just to see exactly how sharp we did get them. Now, if you remember from the start of the video, the knives themselves, they wouldn't even cut butter, to be fair. So if they've got any edge at all, it'll be a massive improvement. So as throughout the entire video, we'll start with the chef's knives and work our way down. I have a feeling this is going to be not fantastic, but I think it's going to be an awful lot better than what it was. So we'll just, well, as you can see for yourself, it's not sort of the best edge in the world, but what to expect from a lower quality knife like this. I think this is overall a relatively good edge. I'm happy with that. It's clean all the way through, almost. There's a tiny little bit up near the belly of the blade, but overall that is 100 times better than what it was. So we'll try the carving knife now. I think I did quite a good job on this one, so I'll be pretty comfortable with it. Yeah. From heel to tip, it's slicing straight through, sort of no question at all about that one. So yeah, that's a massive improvement, because this wouldn't even sort of catch on the paper at all. So yeah, overall very impressed. Just get these papers out of the way. Got another sheet, another fresh sheet to go with. So now to the whatever knife this is. Not too sure what it would be called. Yeah, buttery smooth. Oh, that was a bit janky there. But yeah, compared to how it was, if you go back to the start of the video, this is 100 times better. It made a massive difference. It's not perfect, like I said, but the quality of the knives and the quality of the metal isn't fantastic either. Finally onto the paring peeling knife. Yeah, as you can see, it's slicing through. It's not fantastic, but it's pretty much clean from heel to tip. It's just a few nicks here and there where it's catching, but once again this wouldn't cut through at all. So yeah, overall it's taken me 25 minutes in total to get these knives nice and sharp without cleaning up and stuff like that. And that's of course from a point where they can't cut butter to the point where they can glide through paper nice and easy. And with the flexibility of the knives, it was actually quite hard to maintain an edge on it. So with this set of knives, all you would need to do is to sort of either rehone every few weeks, just on a steel or on a piece of fine grit sandpaper, or if you leave them for a long time, we could always resharpen them again. But it's best with this sort of knife to keep them constantly resharpened, just because they lose their edge very quickly, and once they get beyond a point of sharpness, it really does make it very difficult for them to get resharpened, and you end up taking an awful lot of material as well. So overall, I'm very happy. I'm sure my colleague from work will be very, very happy with that. Very simple job, not much effort in it, it's just a little bit of time, that's all. And if he does want them sharpening again, I'm sure they'll bring them back for another quick sharpen. But if we do it again, it would be much more easier, because they've not been sharpened for 20 odd years. So if we do it again, it'll be a lot easier. So we'll get these put away, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, by all means do so. Feel free to click that like button as well if you want to see more. Next video, I believe, is going to be on a hunting knife, a very sort of really nice hunting knife from the company Anglo Arms. We're going to get that nice and sharp, because when it came it was pretty dull. And there might be something cool at the end of that as well. We'll see you when we're back. Cheers very much.